But I must say I've always felt a little bit different in the financial world, and so I didn't really feel at home. So I knew this was not my place. I experienced quite a few extraordinary things, and you can all say it's coincidence. Yeah, I don't really believe that anymore. The question is, when are you rich?
But what will happen the day we die? What do you think?
Hello, English speaking audience. I'm René. I'm just before the critical age of 60, 59. And originally I'm from the Netherlands. And now living in Spain, living the life of the Camino, having my own bar here for the pilgrims. Actually, it's really a pilgrims bar. Yeah, I was a pilgrim 2 years ago. I did the Camino actually late September I started 2 years ago. And I arrived in this village at October 4th. And I ended up here in the local hostel. And connected very well with the lady of the hostel. I stayed for 3 days volunteering, cooking, cleaning and all this sort of stuff. Then progressed into Finisterre and came back with the train. And then we spent a month together here, which worked out okay. And then the bar was for sale. And it all just happened. And I didn't doubt a single minute. It was just very clear that these were the things to happen. Yeah. And call it spiritual, I don't know. Before I went on the Camino, I was a pretty rational guy because basically I come from the financial world. I was a teacher in economics and finance. All changed on the Camino. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that there is, they call it I don't like to speak of God or whatever, but I think the universe is sort of steering the whole thing downstairs. And if you're open for it, I think you can receive some guidance. Yeah, I must say on my Camino, I experienced quite a few extraordinary things. And you can all say it's coincidence. Yeah, I don't really believe that anymore. I really think it's something. Let's call it the universe. I come from a pretty traditional environment where spirituality was really not a big thing. But I must say I've always felt a little bit different in the financial world, and so I didn't really feel at home. So I knew this was not my place. And when I went on the Camino, I loved it from the first step. It felt like a warm bath, like coming home. Very, pretty special. Yeah, so I was pretty convinced pretty quickly on my Camino that I didn't want to go back to Holland, to go back to my regular job. And no. So I was open for anything to happen, and it happened. I would say learn to be confident that it will all be okay. I mean, it's typical on the Camino. A lot of people plan their whole Camino. I mean, they book every single night in advance. And actually that is a shame because you do yourself short, because if you come at a nice place and you want to stay, you can't because you made a booking for tonight. You just have to trust that there is going to be a bed for you. And in my experience, there has been a bed every single time. And if there's no bed, well, then you just sleep outside the night and next day it will be better. But learn to be confident. And in my experience, that pays out. Yeah, historically I have the perspective, because I was raised in a Christian way. I mean, historically I have this perspective of this old man with a beard and sitting on somewhere in heaven, controlling everything. I don't really believe that. But I do believe that there is, like I say, some sort of the universe is sort of steering things. Yeah, but I have no proof. And I must say, it feels very comfortable because it's very easy to let go if you are confident that everything will turn out okay. And in my experience, trying to hold on to things and control things and steering things, most of the time it's counterproductive and it doesn't really help. And I think if you let go and trust that everything will be all right, and it's a much, much more relaxing life, because you don't have to get all too tensed about it if you're confident that everything will turn out okay. It's pretty relaxing. I'm sure enjoying it. Yeah, the university was, well, on one hand, they were quite happy to see me go because I was always questioning the whole system, and I didn't like the system to be so rigid. They try to put everything in this mold, which maybe works for 80% of the students, but you always have 10% on that side and 10% on that side. They fall outside of the system, and there's no facilities for these people, so they're just lost in the system, which is a shame because I'm fully convinced that everybody's got talents. You just need to find them. Well, the question is, when are you rich? Well, I feel very rich, but not on the money side. But yeah, my life is I meet friendly people every day. There's a lot of love around me. Yeah, I can't say I'm a millionaire or so, but I earn enough to pay the bills, and for me that's okay. I mean, yeah, you just need enough to have a happy life. I'm not, I think a lot of people are in this world collecting as much money as possible, and when they go to the next phase, well, it's going to the kids or wherever it goes. It's just a shame that you waste your life chasing that.
But what will happen the day we die? What do you think?
Well, that's also a matter of belief. There's no proof in anything, but I sure believe that it's not finished after this. And I would be happy to believe that there is some sort of measurement saying what sort of life did you actually lead. Yeah, without any course or whatever. But I just hope if you try to live a good life, that in the end maybe you're gonna come back in a different role. I really don't know. Yeah, but I hope to believe that it's not the end, and I don't really believe that. I'm sure there is a soul and a spirit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not just the body. I think it's much more important the spirit, the soul. Yeah, yeah. And I really think that that's why sometimes you connect very well with people because on the soul level you sort of recognize things. Yeah, which with other people maybe doesn't gel that much. I would really advise people to let go of a lot of these things and ideas, and it's about wanting. I think the more you want in your life, and yeah, the more it's going to be a disappointment because we're never going to get everything that we want to have. So I think if you let go of the wanting and just accept the things that are happening, it's going to give you a much happier life, and be a bit happy with all the things that you do have, and try to recognize that there are people in much worse situation. I mean, you just have to watch Gaza on the television. And if I see that, I think, Jesus, yeah, you have to thank God that you were born on this side of the world. And yeah, yeah, it can be much worse.
Hola.
Hola, muy buenas.
Hola.
Hola.
That's a good part of the interview.